Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Mommy and Me Reviews with me, Janae.
Hi, the birthday girl, Mona.
And that's my mom. So before we even get into it, I need to explain this crown. It's my mom's
Do you really? You really need to explain? Okay.
It's my mom's birthday this weekend, so she is in birthday mode. She starts April 1st, and it goes until the end of April, and it's her birthday the whole month. And she asked me, was the crown too much? And I said, yes. So she thought about taking it off, and I said, no, that wasn't a negative thing. Don't take it off. It's your birthday. You're supposed to be too much because y'all just not doing enough. So, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Coming up almost. Pre-birthday.
Thank you. Love it.
So, we are here to review Married at First Sight, Season 14 in Boston. This week, we're on episode 14. Season 14, episode 14. That's why it was easy to remember. This week, the couples did their couples retreat that they always do every season,
Yes.
and they went to Vermont.
Right, and this is the last couples meeting before decision day.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what they said. They'll be the last time they'll be together. Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
So,
I'm ready for decision day.
We're going to go through each couple, but really it's going to be the couple and the retreat because they didn't really do that much separately outside of the retreat. Most of this episode was the retreat. So before we get too far into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I've been loving reading you guys' comments about what you're thinking. I'm seeing some good perspectives out there, so keep them coming. Let us know what you're thinking and what you think about this season so far and who you think is going to make it. One of our commenters said they hope nobody makes it because they think none of them should be married.
Not even one.
Not one. They said nobody.
I was there with you for a minute until, we got into it.
They said nobody. Nuh-uh. Never. Nobody should get married. Who do you want to start with today?
I was going to say Lindsey, but let's say Miss Dramatic for last. Let's do Stephen Noy. Stephen Annoying Noy.
Right. Okay, let's start with Steve and Noy. I don't want to talk about them because I don't like them. Anywho. You go first then. Because every time they come on camera, I get annoyed because their conversations are annoying.
They are. It's always Steve talking to her listening, not wanting to listen. She does not care what he's saying. She does not care one bit.
I think she cares. She just feels like she's right.
So right. She's not gonna budge.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you say.
I want to express myself on social media.
Right.
So I'm gonna do that.
Don't stifle me.
And he's like, okay, I don't care what you post as long as what you're posting is not about me. It wasn't about you.
Subliminally about you. Right.
No, it was about him.
It was. She's lying.
He said, yes, it was.
You said it was.
It was. She said, no, I didn't say it was. And in her defense, she didn't say it was. She just said that it also applies to him as well. Mm. But girl,
same thing.
We know it was about him.
We do.
We're not stupid, and neither is he. Like, he's very intelligent.
Very intelligent.
So stop. They kept having the same argument the whole entire episode. Now, I will say, Steve was bothering me because he kept bringing it up.
Right.
And I think he was bringing it up because they never got to a conclusion at all.
Right.
And I don't see wanted a conclusion.
Why did he think bringing it up with everybody there,
it was going to force her into an answer?
Yeah.
I think he wanted backup.
He did. Right.
He wanted them to tell Noy that he was right.
That's true. But again, he was like, wait a minute. But you can say this stuff on social media, but then again, you don't want to have a discussion in front of like people that we do know, that we do communicate with.
I thought that was a
Genius.
Very good point.
Genius.
Because it proved his point. You're not comfortable talking about this because it is a private conversation. And that's what he's saying about social media. You're bringing up private conversations and trying to make it in this roundabout way that it's not about him when it is. Right. And he's really going off of perception. Like, what is everybody going to think? Now, that's the only part of it that I don't agree with. Because I don't care what everyone else thinks. When his argument was, we haven't even discussed this amongst us,
That part I agree with.
Why do you want to go to social media and talk about it? What are
you looking for in that aspect of it?
Right. That part I completely understand. I'm with that. The whole, well, if people read it, they're going to assume it's about me and they're going to think something's going on with us, and then they're going to think, I don't care what these people think, I'm not married to them.
Okay.
That's not my issue.
The other point was, well, if you keep on doing this, my family's asking me questions when they see your post.
And when they ask you, tell them to mind their business. Because you're also not married to them.
I don't want them to not like you. Well, maybe you could
that's
probably
inevitable.
block them. You could probably block them.
You don't want your family not to like me because they see my Instagram post? Won't have to worry about that no more. They're not going to see not another one of my Instagram posts.
Mission accomplished. Thanks.
But I agree that she shouldn't post their business and their information on social media, especially if it's something that's making him uncomfortable. Now, I don't care about the whole, I don't like what people are going to say or what people are going to think. I don't care about that. But he's saying, we are not talking about these things.
We're just getting to know each other.
And I didn't even know there was a problem until I went and looked on your Instagram. And now I'm like,
right. That should never be the way your husband
should
find out. Right.
So that's the part that I agree with. Yeah. So at the couples retreat, Steve tried to bring it up and she said no. Like, we're not talking about this in front of these people.
Right.
They ended up did they have a conclusion? Not really, right?
No, and I think Steve is really trying to push the issue. Like, we need to have a conclusion because decision day is coming up.
The thing is,
and I feel like there's going to be a problem.
Steve wants her to say, I won't do that no more. That's what he wants.
I could have sworn she said that already. When they had the last
And that's why she didn't say it this time. Because I said it last time. And I didn't mean it. I'm not going to do it again because obviously this is like a thing for you. Right. But my thing is, what is the... If she's like, I'm not going to stop posting stuff on Instagram.
Right.
That is the conclusion. The conclusion is she's not going to stop doing it. So are you going to be okay with that? If not, then...
I'm not okay with you posting our personal
issues. Then y'all don't... Then if that's a deal breaker for you, let it be a deal breaker and let the deal be broken. And be done with it. So I don't have to see y'all no more.
The fact that you said you would do it and you didn't and you're still doing it. So...
Because she doesn't feel like it's a big deal, but you have to realize in a relationship, what is a big deal to someone else should be equally as important as what is a big deal to you.
He is trying to make that clear to her.
Because he keeps saying, and you're hurting me, and you don't care.
Right. And she's
like,
still like, she's like, oh, okay.
I think he's using words that he thinks is gonna push her over to be like, oh, I don't want to hurt you. But during the game, they had said they played a game as a couple of games. Who's most likely to. And they said who's most likely to be a stay-at-home mom. And she said her. Noy said her. And she said that she would want to be a stay-at-home mom and would want Steve to work and bring in the money. And in my mind, I'm like, so was that your plan all along, and is that why you're pushing this job thing? Because she wants to have a baby in the next year and a half, and she want to be at home.
And she wants to have 3 babies.
Well, the first one is going to come within the next year.
Supposedly.
So, is that why she's pushing this job thing? I cannot not work and raise my kid if you're not working.
Oh, I don't think that'll be that could be a issue.
So I think this whole time. That's why she's why she's so insecure about it.
And he was okay with the first year having the baby within the first year. He was like, okay, that's
he was like, I'm going to stay at home and raise our kid while you go to work. Mm-hmm. He didn't say that, but I think that was his thought.
Right.
He's like, of course in a year. This will work out fine. I be at home all the time. Baby can stay with me.
Right.
And Noy's plan, which again, she never verbalized to him.
No.
Is that she wants to be a stay-at-home mom.
She does that old nervous, oh my God. Right.
What are you What? So I think that's part of her big issue this whole time, that she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. She has literally never voiced that she was interested in being a stay-at-home mom. And Steve introduced the idea of her not working, and she was just like, no, I gotta work.
Right. Lindsey brought up, it's like, oh, stay at home mom. working moms can't raise a child or something. What was that Lindsey said?
Who
in
cares?
Her little smart...
Because she just was trying to take digs at anybody because she felt like the whole room was coming at her.
Yeah.
Like, who cares what she had to say?
Yeah.
Because that's not what Noi was saying.
That's not what she was saying. That's not what she was saying.
I feel like that was her plan all along, and that's why she's like, well, I don't know if I feel secure in this because I want to have a kid in a year. If I had that kid, I can't also still be working, and my husband can't not work. How are we going to get money?
Right. Yeah, no income.
Which is a stupid plan without talking to him.
Without talking.
Yeah, like it's dumb. How is your plan for him to go to work?
Right, he should just know. That's what she thinks.
I was like, what? Why?
Right. No, okay, that's what she thinks. He should just know. It's my husband.
Then they got back into the car and this sounded like they had so many conflicts the whole episode, but really they didn't. It was just kind of like broken up into parts.
They put it on pause. They agreed to put it on pause while they were with everybody. Yeah.
On the drive home, the conversation about Noi not wanting to live with him came back up.
Oh, after they move out.
Yeah.
After they move out of the house for her.
Her explanation is, my studio is very sentimental to me. It was the first place I got on my own, and blah 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 blah.
Right. Cue tears.
And I just want to keep it. And then in the confessional, well, I want to keep it just in case things go south. Like, what did she just say? You can't do that. Now, some of y'all might not agree with this. I personally would sublease my studio and move in with Steve. If things don't work out, you still have your place. At least for the next year and some change. Because this is, although y'all are married, this is kind of like dating because y'all just met. So I'm not going to give up my apartment and then something happens and I have nothing.
Again, right. Because
she always talks about she comes from nothing. Like, she never wants to be in that position again. So honestly, I agree. And for the year,
she's terrified.
I would sublease my apartment and keep it.
Can't you?
So her issue, that's why when she was in the car saying all this, that's why I was like rolling my eyes, because her issue wasn't, I don't want to get rid of my apartment. Her issue was, I want to live in my apartment while you live in your apartment. And Steve's issue is, I don't want us to live separately.
Right.
I don't care if you keep your apartment. Well, he didn't say that, but I don't think he would care if she kept her apartment.
Right.
If they live together. She's saying, I don't want to live with
more
you.
Income. Right. I love my studio. So it's not just you anymore.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Because her argument is, I love my studio. It's sentimental to me. Not, I want to keep my studio and live with you. She's saying, I want you to live in your house. I want me to live in my house.
Right. Until, we're married.
That doesn't make sense.
Right.
So that part I don't agree with. Keeping your studio, okay, cool. If you can afford to keep both, if you can figure out a way to make it work, that's fine. But you need to live with your husband. Because
you need to live with your husband.
You've been living with your husband.
Right. You just thought this was playtime.
She thought it was going to be an Alyssa thing. She lived here for 4 months and then he lived there for 4 months.
Do not say Alyssa.
He who shall not be named.
She.
That's hard to get out. I don't think I ever struggled with it like that before, though. Anywho.
Yeah, I'm done with them.
That's all I have on them.
Do you think they're going to say yes?
I do.
You do? Both of them?
I do. I think there is something about this cast that has the ability to fight and laugh and fight and laugh and fight and laugh, that I think their laughs are going to bring them to decision day, not their fight.
Are they building a bond?
No. I just think, like, I don't think they're a great married. What do they call them? The
Paradise couple.
Paradise couple. Who said that?
Right.
I don't even think they're a good couple. I just think this season of People were people who wanted it more than I've seen on previous seasons.
willing to try harder.
And I think they want it so bad that they have realized we don't have to get a divorce. We can keep trying after this show. Which I don't understand why no one else in the previous seasons has ever realized that. Because they're always like, oh, it's decision day or nothing. And it's like, no, you can still say no a month after decision day. Like, if you want to keep trying, you can. It's fine. Right. And so I think this season, they're going to do that more than we've seen on any other season. Okay. You think they're going to make it?
I don't know. Steve, I really feel like Steve wants to say yes, but I feel like Noy is just being so inflexible. Yeah. Right. I think he may have, I think he may have to say no. I don't know.
It's going to be a shocker if everybody says no, because I be saying that not everybody going to say yes, but I be saying a lot of people going to say yes.
You're going to see some no's. It's going to be a hard no for, let's go on to our next couple.
All right, let's get into our next couple, Katina and Olajuwon.
Right.
There wasn't really a lot about them.
It wasn't. They had a cute little outing with animals again.
Oh, they went to see
alpacas.
They went to see alpacas. I'm trying to think of what Olajuwon called llamas.
Yeah.
And then he want to always talk about how he went to school. You are not presenting well for your school, sir. Your alma mater is like, what are llamas?
They'll never know.
What are llamas?
I don't know. He made it up. Totally made it up.
Llamas and like, you can't confuse llamas. Everybody knows how to say llama. And they were alpacas also.
Right. So, you didn't even have to stretch.
You didn't even.
Right.
So him and Katina went to go like walk alpacas. And it was really cute.
It was cute.
I think
little baby alpaca was born.
Yeah, like right before they got there. Right. That was cute. And then the mommy alpaca gave birth to the afterbirth. So that was
disgusting.
Interesting. Yeah. Katina was a lot more open with the animals. She was, I think she was just trying to be like brave because she doesn't really rock with animals like that. And why all of their outings have to just be with animals, because I think he just wants to push her to her zone of uncomfortability.
And she's so open to it. She's like, I want to be like him. I want to be brave. It's okay, girl.
It's okay, girl.
You ain't gotta like play with him.
You know what y'all could have did? Y'all could have went and had a Jhené Aiko session and listened to the little water bathing thing. Like Mark.
A sound bath.
A sound bath. Yes. Y'all ain't have to go play with alpacas. Y'all could have went to a sound bath. So they went, walked alpacas, had a nice time. And I don't even know how they transitioned into this conversation.
The producers probably make them talk about awkward whatever situations that they don't want to talk about at that time, as usual.
So that transitioned them into a conversation about
timeline,
life, and like having deeper conversations. And in that, Olajuwon basically was like, well, I have a question for you. Right. How much longer do you have in school? Katina said 2 years. 2 years. He said,
when do you want to have
a baby? When are you trying to have kids? And she said 2 years. And he's like, this timeline does not add up, because how are you going to have a baby and you just got out of school and start your career? And Katina bucked up a little bit, which I was very happy.
She kept trying to. I was like, all right, you talking. We can hear you now.
Right.
Come on, sis.
She was
Come
through. Maybe my mindset is different because I was raised by a single parent, but you can do both.
You can do both.
People have babies now. He literally lives in the 1920s. Like, all of his ideals come from that. I don't know. But she's like, people have babies and have careers and travel. He's just like, I did everything I had to do. I paid my student loans.
Look, and you're older, so...
We didn't ask you. We didn't need. Who are you talking to?
Offering extra information.
Who are you talking to?
Who was that for?
Who are you talking to?
Who was that for?
Oh, okay. I know you were talking to me. My daughter does that. Like, no, actually, who are you talking to? I didn't ask you no questions about how old I was. I know how old I am. I was alive for all the years I was alive. Don't worry about me.
Right. And again, she tried to. I think it can be done.
Yeah, she's like, it's not unrealistic.
Fine. Right, it's not unrealistic. She said that at least 3 times because he kept on saying, no, I don't think it's possible. I don't think you could do it. Like why are you being so negative,
and
sir?
he's just like, you know, I've done what I needed to do so that I can live the life that I live now. You know, and it's nothing. You chose to have fun instead of working hard, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
I know. And she's like, I know.
And he was like, no, like I don't want you to like take it offensively, but I want to be offensive. So sit back and listen.
Right.
Like, I don't know what about him makes him think he's so much better than her.
The way he talks.
He's not.
I wanna travel and then when he got off camera, he's like, well, I don't know how she thinks she's gonna do this because I don't want to raise babies and raise someone else.
What makes you think you're gonna have to raise her?
Right. Again.
You took on that role by yourself.
Again with that talk, with his tone is just nasty.
I don't like it.
I don't like
and
it.
He thinks he's better than her. And he's like, you know, this is something that I'm gonna have to weigh on, you know, when I make my decision. He thinks this decision day is for him to make a decision. He knows Katina's gonna say yes. So the decision is on him of whether or not they stay together. I know if Katina says no, he's gonna be baffled.
Crushed.
Pearls clutched. Because I know he thinks Katina's gonna say yes for 100% sure. Like, oh, she's gonna say yes.
Right. I think he thinks that as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was their conversation. Yeah. They didn't really do much at the couples retreat. They didn't have any issues. You know, They played the games. Katina fell again. She should probably not do sports. I don't know what it is. Like, she just be falling all over the place.
They play volleyball. Yeah.
Yeah, she felt mad times when they play volleyball. Like, girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that, he just thinks he's better than her, and I'm not sure how she deals with that so often.
Right. She just keeps like, her little smile and take it. Stop. No. Yeah.
That wouldn't work for me.
No.
There really wasn't anything on them. They went pretty quick.
Right.
That's all I got.
I think they're both going to say yes on decision day.
Oh, now you think they're going to say yes.
I do.
You've been saying no since the beginning.
I have. I want her to say no.
I want them to say no, too, but I think they're going to say yes.
Right. I want her to say no. I don't care what he says. I want her to say no.
I want him to say yes first, and then she says no.
There's no way. There's no way they're going to do him first and not her first.
You know what I don't like about this show? I don't like that they make somebody go first. Like, I feel like they should write it down and then, like, exchange envelopes.
Oh, okay.
Because I think sometimes it changes people's answer if the other person says something they didn't think they were going to say.
It could be. How do you know they don't do that behind the scenes?
What you mean?
Like, choose who's going to go first before they get on camera.
Yeah. I'm saying they need to go at the same time. Nobody goes first. Like, okay. I write down my answer. We get to the couch, and then I pass you my envelope. You pass me your envelope.
I thought you may pick it. Okay.
No, not who goes first. Yeah. Like, my answer is my answer. It's not based on what your answer is. And I think sometimes they base their answers on what the other person says. Because if somebody said, yes, I want to be married to you still, you're going to be more inclined to also say yes. Because you're like, well, they think it can work. Like, if you're on the fence, if you already was like, I'm going to say no regardless, then it doesn't matter what they say. But if you're on the fence and they say yes, but you're like, I kind of was really going to say no, but they said yes, so I'll say yes.
I don't know. If they're already, like you said, if they're already got their mind,
if they're set in stone with a no, then I don't think it matters. But I do feel like, marriage. I don't know, I feel like it could sway me back. Because sometimes people say no because of their fear of rejection. So it's like, I'm saying no because I think you're going to say no. And then you say yes, and you're like,
look, if Jasmina said yes, Mike would definitely say yes. But if he says yes first, and she says no,
that's what I'm saying. But like, who wants to break people's hearts? Like, nobody. That's why they should have their answers written down and then exchange them.
They should before. Ooh, that's a good idea. Good idea.
Now, if they start doing that next season, they got that from us.
Right.
And I want my 20%. All right, let's go to our next couple, Jasmina and Michael. They're coming back on my list of favorite people.
They are such on a good rush right now.
I know.
They're moving steady.
They're coasting.
Steady. They are coasting. But it's too late. It's too late. I know. I want them to make it, but I want them. I know. But I want them to make it.
But it's too late.
It's 2 weeks, and she's still saying she doesn't feel anything.
I don't think.
But you're crying. She got so emotional.
I don't know. I just think they're so cute together that I'm like rooting for them because they should be together. Yeah, they
little T-shirts.
They definitely won Best Dress this episode.
Absolutely.
Better Half, The Boss, The Real Boss. Their outfits were cute. I think they're super cute, and I think that regardless of what they're feeling on decision day, they should give it a chance.
They should give it a chance.
I think they should.
Okay. And their activity, they went to a medium.
Yes.
And Jasmina says she's into that. So everything the medium said, I think she was really taken aback by what the medium said, but she was there for it, and she was like, ooh, I'm impressed. She was impressed.
And the medium basically told her, like, you know, Mike, you're not going to meet another person like Jasmina for like 5 years. Like 5 years from now, maybe you will. Jasmina, you're going to meet somebody in like a year and a half, but you're really going to regret walking away from this relationship because he's like the guy for you.
Yes.
And I think she heard that and was
she heard it.
And something about them having twins.
Ooh, something like that. She was like, how does she know that? Because I did always want twins, but it was never in my, on my side of the family.
And Mike has triplets on his family side.
It's like twins, triplets, twins.
It's like twins with an extra.
I know, right? That could be the same thing. But the medium really knew a lot with Mike. So I guess she was only really doing a reading for him.
I don't want to say I'm a skeptic, but the stuff she was saying was so general that it would have fit anybody.
Seem that general. She had numbers.
3 to 5.
You were between the ages of 3 and 5.
That's not what she said. That's what he interpreted. She said, I'm seeing something between 3 and 5. Did something happen like 3-5 years ago? That's what she said. And he said, yeah, when I was 3, like between 3 and 5, my brother died. 6. But that's not what I heard. That's not what I heard. So, well, I don't know. Maybe I just heard it wrong, but that's not it. She seemed like she was doing very general things, and they were applying. Most people in their lives have something extreme happen in every 3 to 5 years of their life.
Okay, if that's what she said.
Right. Also, at the age from 3 to 5, nobody even remembers that. So I don't think that's what she was asking about.
Oh, okay.
And then saying
13 years apart? Were they 13 years apart?
I think him and his brother were 13 years apart.
Right.
That was a very specific number.
Right.
But
seeing something with prostate.
That is, again, that's very general. But most people know somebody. Like, if she would have said cancer, that would have been even more broad. Like, almost everybody knows somebody that has cancer or something to do with cancer.
I feel because she was specific and she's a medium and his dad died of prostate cancer. Maybe that's what she said she was seeing or feeling.
Well, that is what she said.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Mike said as a response to her saying prostate. He answered the connection part. Like, I'm not a skeptic, but I do think a lot of the stuff she was saying was like very general.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it's kind of like horoscopes. You read a horoscope and
you could apply
something to everybody can apply something. Right. And I never really felt like that. And my best friend kind of pointed that out to me and I was like, oh my God, you're right.
You're a skeptic.
I thought she was talking directly to me. No, so yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a good outing for them because I know Jasmina wants to know like more about him, and I think that was like an intimate moment between them. And because they're not showing intimacy in other ways, I think them having that space of intimacy was good for them.
Right, and when they did, after it was all over, when they did the group breakfast, when they were about to leave, and he explained that it was very comforting that she was there with him, and
Mm-hmm.
she started tearing up. I was like, oh my God.
And then they held hands. They did. And they like zoomed in on it because I feel like they never touch each other. So they were like,
I was so happy. I wasn't crying. I was just happy. I was happy.
Yeah. She was crying. Crying.
I was not. But that was a turning point in their relationship, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that definitely brought them a lot closer. I think the coupleship in general brought them a lot closer. They seem to have a bond that none of the other couples have. And I almost feel like that's what's hindering them from moving forward. Because I think they fell into friendship so fast. Not fast, but like so hard.
Mike didn't push the romantic button
early enough.
Right.
I think they fell into friendship like really hard.
I can really see them being really good friends.
Yeah. I want them to just be together though.
I do.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think they're gonna make it.
Jasmina's a no. And I think Mike is gonna say yes.
I don't want him to say yes if she says no.
I know.
I want him to change his answer. If he was gonna say yes, but she goes first and says no, psych.
Never mind. Right.
Gotcha. April Fool's something.
Josh and you.
Right. Don't say yes if she say no, Mike.
Right. Okay. Let's go into our last couple. Drama and drama.
Drama and tears and drama.
Right.
Mark and Lindsey. Mark the Shock and Lindsey. So,
that side is our exhaustion from their relationship. We are exhausted.
Their relationship is a roller coaster. Like not a good, I can't wait to get on this ride roller coaster. It's like the old wooden roller coasters that when you're on, you're like, and your head is just banging back and forth against the sidebars. Like, it is not a fun ride.
The best. That's the best description ever. I love it.
It's
not. It fits into a T.
It's like everything is a problem. Everything is a problem. And I'm not sure how. Right. I don't even know what y'all are arguing about. Lindsey is a weirdo.
Yeah. Dramatic.
And a drunk.
To the highest.
I don't care what nobody says. She be drunk.
Because she switches over at a certain point and you can see it.
Yep. You're like, okay. And her word, she normally slurs her words anyway, but when the drunk switch, right. they get real rumbly mumbly in there.
Right. She does that goofy laugh.
Like evil. Like, why? First off, be quiet. Right. That I could never be around her for that long. I'd be like, you're loud. Do you feel like you're yelling? Do you feel like you're talking a lot? I do that all the time because I don't like loud people.
You do.
Sorry. I do not like when people are just like loud for no reason. Like, why are you yelling?
No, but what if my reason is because I'm drunk? That's why I'm loud.
Right.
So I'm letting you know.
No, go somewhere else. Like, you're so loud. Be quiet.
Right.
And everybody has the same face when she starts acting crazy.
Right. Exactly.
And they look at each other and they're like...
And Marcus was like a deer in headlights.
So, what was their first conflict? Because they got in an argument, then they made up and they got in an argument.
He told her, we're going to have a sound bath, so maybe it'll calm you down a little. That's all he said.
Yeah. Because he said, no, that wasn't what she took offense to. He said that she was hyper. And that's what she took offense to. And I was like... So you don't know that you're hyper? Or you just didn't want him to say that you're hyper?
Right. And she said, you've been saying stuff all morning.
Little jabs.
Again, must be off camera.
Must be.
Yeah.
Because that also was not even a dig or a jab when he said that you're hyper. Because you're hyper.
You are. And insecure. We just said that tonight.
We were watching. And my mom was like, she's so insecure. And I was like... That's what it is. She's so insecure. And she's like, Mark, you just talk to me this way and you put me down as a way to try to put yourself up. And I'm like, He literally never does that. Ever. And you put him down so much that he would be justified in putting you down to try to build himself up. Because anytime you have a chance to say something negative about him, you do. You take it. You never turn down the opportunity. Ever. So they played the game. And they asked in the game, who's most likely to start a fight?
Right.
And everybody in the room said Lindsey.
Including Mark.
So then
he knew that was about to set her off.
I don't know why. It's a game. It
doesn't have to. It's a game. She was drinking. Had a little too much to drink. Yep.
So then she got mad. And I honestly don't even think she was mad. I think she was just defensive at that point because she felt like everybody was saying that she was a bad person.
What y'all think?
Yeah. She's like, I don't care what y'all think about me. That's why my life is amazing. You need to take notes. Because I'm living the best life.
Right.
I'm like, she's so miserable. She hates her life. And I can tell because people who have an amazing life, they don't say it that way. They don't say, oh, because my life is so good. You need to take notes. You need to be like me. They don't do that.
Yeah. No.
You're miserable. You hate your life and you hate yourself.
You want company. You want
everything that they were saying was true. And you knew it was true, and that's why you were offended. Because you are the most likely one to cause a fight, as we have seen.
Time and time again.
Steve was like, oh, so are we saying that you're the one who started the fight on the plane? Then she really got mad.
Right. Steve.
But Steve was joking.
Noy, you better check your husband or something. I'm like, what? Why are you talking to these people like that? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Noy should have gave her Noy face like.
Noy was just like, she is wrong. I don't like Lindsey. I think she is extremely belligerent and negative. And every time she says, and then they started talking about who's most likely to lie to their friends about sex. And
they bleeped out something she said, and I didn't understand.
No, she said, I would be telling them that I enjoy it.
Oh, now I get it. So he would be lying.
Yeah.
She would lie. Oh, okay.
And then she went on this whole spiel about how he's selfish in bed and there's room for improvement.
She did that off camera, surprisingly.
And it needs to be better. And I'm better. But I think when they went to her confessional and then went back, they were still talking about the same thing. Mm-hmm. So I think she said more. Because when they got in the bed together, she was like, I was talking to Olajuwon and I was telling him, I don't know how to honor myself and honor you.
At the same, I feel like I'm always pouring into you, giving you.
Mark's like, I really don't know what she's talking about, but I'm just listening.
She sounds like she's drunk mumbling.
Then they woke up the next morning and she was so sick. She says she thinks she ate something that didn't agree with her. Man, that is called a hangover. And that's like the bad ones. Like a regular hangover is miserable, but then like the borderline alcohol poisoning hangovers, those are the ones that'll make you be like, I'm never drinking again.
That tequila is.
It makes you put a drink on that shelf of like, I can never drink this liquor again. Do you have one of those?
No.
I do.
Yes. What is it?
Bacardi Blue Raz. Count me out. If I even smell it, I'd be like, can't drink that no more.
I don't think I have one of those. Jamaican rum.
Jamaican rum?
Jamaican
really?
Rum. That white.
The white one with the yellow and the. Really?
That's it. Yuck.
That's it.
Yuck.
Yeah. So I think like that's what was going on, and really when she went to urgent care, all they did was give her fluids. They gave her IV because she was dehydrated. Yeah,
right.
She was drunk. But and then Mark took her to the hospital and she apologized to him and basically said, like, you know, I lashed out last night and I apologize and I shouldn't have done that. And he still, you know, he said, it's okay. Took her to the hospital and everything was fine.
It's not fine.
It's not because he don't like her.
That was the last straw.
It should be.
The argument that they had in bed, it was because she said something and he absolutely had a right to say something back to her when she said, oh, you know, because when your life was
life is falling apart.
Right, when your life was falling apart. He was like, you know what? that's going to be the last time you're going to say that, because you've said that plenty of times. And my life wasn't falling apart, and you miraculously put it back together.
Right.
Yeah.
And she keeps saying that, and she keeps telling other people that. And I'm just like, what part of his life do you feel like is really falling apart? Like, falling apart.
Right.
Like, he lost his job, which kind of seems temporary, but I don't know. But he lost his job, and he lost his apartment. That was literally it.
Right.
He can get another apartment.
Right. She was like, his relationship with his mother or whoever
it's not falling apart though.
Right.
Like, he's fine.
It's rocky. Right.
Your mom don't even like you.
She didn't even come to your wedding
because she don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
So whose life is full? That's what I'm saying. Like, she just puts on this facade. I'm so happy with myself. I'm so happy with my life, and I know myself. And you don't, and you're not. That's why you keep saying, "Oh, I'm so sad all the time." Yeah, that's why you're sad all the time, because you're a mean person. Nasty. And God don't like that.
Nasty. And said that Mark is the difficult one.
She said Mark is difficult. What about Mark is difficult?
Right.
She said her grandfather was stubborn and difficult. She's so used to this. What part of Mark is stubborn and difficult?
Right. He literally doesn't say things to you because he knows it's going to tick you off. Right. So you get pissy.
He said that so many times this episode. Oh, you want to be pissy? Be pissy. I'm
going to
go sip out fire.
Go sit pissy.
Mark was not having it this episode. He was done with her.
That was the last straw. If she didn't get sick the next morning,
I think they would have been.
He would have been okay with you.
I'm actually surprised that he took her to the hospital. I'd have been like, sit over there and barf with a bad attitude. No, I would have took.
Think about what you did.
Right. Karma. You see why you throwing up everything? Nothing don't even want to go down your little nasty mouth. No, I would have took my baby to the hospital.
But Mark needs to say no on decision day.
Mark absolutely needs to say no on decision day.
And Lindsey needs some counseling on her own.
She does. And the reason I want Mark to say no is because I want him to realize that he deserves better than Lindsey.
Yes. I absolutely agree to that.
And I think after being on this show, it'll be a little easier for him to find that.
I think so.
I think there are plenty of people lined up in his DMs that'll treat him better than Lindsey treats him.
Absolutely. I agree.
And I mean, again, we only see what we see.
Right.
And maybe Mark is this terrible guy. That is not how they portrayed him on TV. And that I watch it on TV. Like, there's nowhere else for me to go to watch them do anything.
Right. I haven't been to both.
I see what I see. And he doesn't seem like this terrible guy
that she portrays him to be.
Yeah.
Every single time that she's crying to the camera, like, I can't take it anymore. And she's left
She said she was driving home and then cut to her in the bed.
Right.
Girl, I thought you said you was going home. Bye. And you didn't. You do these big old storm outs and don't go nowhere.
Right.
You're at a cabin. We all staying here. Where you going? Where you storming out to?
Right. They'll take you home if you
really want to do a storm out. You should have kicked some stuff around like Hurricane K, and then you could have got in the car and drove off while Mark laid down in the middle of the road so that you wouldn't leave.
Right.
You could have did that. Your storm off don't even add up to last season's storm off. Nothing. Sir, we don't care.
Nothing.
Ma'am, bye.
Bye. I'm done with her.
She annoys me. She's been annoying me since the first episode. I tried to come around to her. I didn't. I'm not. And I want Mark to say no.
I do.
I think they're both going to say yes, but I want Mark to say no.
Mark is not saying yes. He can't take it anymore. His eyes can't get any bigger. He can't take it anymore. He's exhausted. He wants to go home and breathe.
He does.
By himself.
I think he wanted her to leave so he could be like,
right. Like we did when we said, Mark and Lindsey. Right.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this week on Mommy Me Reviews. We look forward to next week. It looks like a doozy again. They doing a good job putting these little previews together because every week now I want to quit, I come back because I see the preview. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.